On the screen, doing a dance.
Make a little move.
Yep, we're good.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Spoilt Milk Movie Podcast. As always, I'm joined by the Hobo. How are you, Hobo?
Pretty warm.
Yeah, it's a pretty warm day today.
Yeah, I mean, I normally have layers upon layers upon layers, but now the layers of mud are just not helping.
Replaced by layers of sweat. And Katty, we've got Katty as always. How are you?
I'm good. I'm not bad at all. And I'm just breaking everything.
I am fucking red hot.
Yeah.
I am roasting. I don't even want to feel under my arms. It's a cauldron of sweat under there.
As I came here, I had a very sweaty back.
So we've chose the best day to stay indoors and record a podcast.
What are we doing?
No, can't even let a breeze in. My hands are so sweaty. So sweaty. Right, okay, well, the film we're going to be covering today is Critters from 1986.
86? Sorry, I just wanted to join you.
That, really.
I've got it in my notes, so let me bring up my
1986.
notes. 86.
1986.
Yeah.
It's 86, I feel, is a good year.
Yeah,
we do a lot of movies around 86.
If only I knew how old you were in 86. Maybe that's a hint. Is that your year of birth?
It's the year that I was hit with the curse of knowledge.
Oh, right. Okay, then. Right.
Does that give you a hint?
No.
No, it wasn't meant to.
So before we get on to Critters, we've got to delve into a top 3 that was sent in again by Nick Deer. I mean, trying to sprout out there and get other people's, but it was just a good question.
So the deer man.
Dear man.
Yeah.
Shitty little dear boy.
Maybe one day he'll buff it up at the gym and we'll go, dear man and that sexy deer body.
You sounded like you're writing him a letter then. Dear man.
Dear man.
You have a sexy dear body. So he wanted to know if we were in the film The Lobster, the Colin Farrell film, Hobo, do you want to give us a bit of an explanation about what The Lobster's about?
So The Lobster's about this retreat that you go to, well, not retreat really, this thing that you go to where you have to try and find your partner with a certain amount of days, and if you don't, you get turned into an animal. But it's your animal of choice, so they ask you at the start, so, you know, what animal do you want to be? And in the film, Colin Farrell says he wants to be a lobster because they live forever, and another good reason.
They don't have brains.
What?
Lobsters don't have brains.
Do they not have brains?
What do you mean
They don't
have
live
brains?
forever as
I mean,
well, do
they
they?
think.
Not Highlander.
Well, oh no, what was it? They don't age. Because
right.
essentially the only reason lobsters die is because they just keep growing and growing. At a certain point, they don't shed any more of their skin, their shell. That's it. That's the word. So they either die before that happens, or they just grow too much into their own shell and die. But they don't actually die of old age.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
Then. Or they get cooked into a delicious meal.
Yes. But what do you mean they don't have brains?
They don't have brains.
How do they think? They snap.
They don't have brains. So for Christmas dinner last year, I was making lobster.
Nice.
And I was going to get some fresh lobsters, but I had to pick them up on like the Saturday, and Christmas Day was on like the Tuesday or something. I don't want lobsters, like 7 lobsters as well in my kitchen. Where would I put them? They would have to live in the bath.
Yeah. With your 7
lobster meals.
lobsters. Yeah. Jesus.
So I was researching how to kill a lobster.
Right.
And yeah, they don't have brains. They just have like a nervous system. So when you put them in the freezer, they go into like a kind of coma. Like the nervous system doesn't work anymore, and then you just put a spike through their head to sever the nervous system.
I thought the thing you do is you chuck them into boiling water and you hear their deathly
scream,
screams.
yeah.
And it's not actually them screaming, it's just the air really escaping from the shells.
Like a kettle.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh my God, they're screaming. You know what? When I go to a cinema, it's screaming, it's really scary. I'm like,
It's just air escape. Like, so if someone's a murderer and like chucks humans into like boiling water, and someone's going, no, they don't have brains. It's
It's fine.
It's just air escaping from their skin.
So just to go back to yours, so a lobster, it basically like gets given like a kiddie jumper and never gets an adult jumper, and basically grows so big that the kiddie jumper
Strangled
crushes it.
They keep getting new jumpers like every so long, but at one point they get no more jumpers.
And they just keep getting bigger until the jumper throttles them.
Yeah.
Wow. Right, well, we're getting way on point here.
Dark.
But, so Nick Deere wants to know, if we were in the film The Lobster, what animal would we choose and why? So, who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Going first.
Because I've never seen The Lobster.
Oh, right, okay, it's good.
And for this, I would just I read the premise of The Lobster and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to pick an animal that I like.
Yeah.
Why do I feel like your animal's going to be the same as mine?
My animal's a honey badger.
Oh, right. Okay. Nice.
Vicious.
They're just right good.
So what is a honey badger?
So a honey badger, it's smaller than an owl badger. So a normal badger to us is smaller than that. It kind of looks like a skunk. Lives in Africa. Take on anything.
Yeah,
Don't care.
Fearless.
Yeah. I've seen documentaries of them taking on like prides of lions. Just one tiny little honey badger by itself.
Like multiple prides of lions.
Yeah, just having some sort of gang warfare. Like two tribes of, two prides even of lions coming together to have a fight, and then just one honey badger just been like, it's not happening.
Is that like the equivalent then? Our badgers, UK badgers, they've grown up in a nice suburb surrounded by nice surroundings.
Yeah.
Honey badgers, they've grown up on the streets. They know how to survive.
The mean streets. They just don't care. Like the one documentary that I saw of the one specific honey badger just kept escaping from its enclosure all the time. It was great. Like it was like a 12-foot the hole dug into like the ground that it lived in with like 6-foot fences around that, and it just used to pull trees like to the side and place them on the side of the wall and climb up and escape. Just run riot.
I love the sound of this. I like animals that are like a bit cheeky or a bit naughty, and that one sounds a bit naughty
and a bit deadly and vicious and murdery.
Are they like deadly then? If one started attacking you, would you be fucked?
No, it'd do some damage, but it won't kill you.
Right, okay.
Unless you
Oh,
felt
that's
it far and it got the neck.
Yeah.
It sounds quite like you. Like fairly small, feisty, could do some damage, but probably won't kill you.
Not on purpose.
Unless
anyway.
you're a lobster.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah, that was a really good choice.
Do you want to go next, Taylor?
Okay. Well,
I've got sweat tash.
Oh, I've got the backs of my knees are sweaty. Where like the fold in my leg.
I tried to bring a prop for this.
Oh, Hobo's going for a prop. You've not brought an animal, have you?
You've not
It's not
got
like a hamster. Oh, where's your hand going?
just roadkill.
Okay, I've lost the prop. So I'll just go for my second choice because I can't find the prop.
Right, okay.
My second choice, and probably my better choice really, I just really wanted to include a prop, was a tardigrade. Tardigrade.
Oh, what?
A tardigrade, also known as water bears or moss piglets.
What? I've never heard of it.
You've just gone for this for the ridiculous name.
No, they are awesome. They are tiny, like little microbe things that they're found in like loads of water. You probably drank a load of them, but they are pretty indestructible. They can survive in space on their own.
Right.
They've been around for like longer than the dinosaurs.
Are they basically critters?
They've been around longer. They're
Longer than critters, right?
Critters you can kill easily compared to these fuckers. They live in like the Antarctic or anything. They're indestructible, and they can be.
So how did you find out about tardigrades?
Tardigrade.
Do you like put beads on them and then get your boobs out?
Well, it was. I first read about them ages ago because there's a lot of scientists studying them to see what things we can benefit from them. And then more recently, the new Star Trek series Discovery, I think it's called. They kind of did it was really interesting. They did a sci-fi version of a tardigrade that can travel through time, and I was like,
Say the name again.
Tardigrade. It's So Tard like TARDIS.
Yeah.
Or
from Doctor Who.
Tard.
Yeah, right.
So Tardigrade. Tardigrade.
Tardigrade.
Okay, I need to Google. I need to see what
if you look
it
at
looks
them,
like.
that's the reason they've got these like water beds, because they look kind of cute for little. Normally,
They're fucking
like
disgusting. It looks like a leaf shit.
That looks like a knit.
Yeah, it does.
Little bears, and they've got like loads of claws on the end of it. They've got
They've got an arsehole for a mouth.
yeah.
It looks like all foreskin.
Yeah.
Does no one else find that beautiful? I've spent too long on the streets. looking at foreskin.
So what, you love this because it's indestructible? We're starting to get a thing.
And it can, it survive no matter where, like on its own, and it's been around for like millions of years. Like some of them are really fucking old. So
do they interview them? Do they interview them? Like, tell me how old you are.
No, they just stab at them with large needles, I guess.
Do they have brains?
I don't know, actually. I promote anyone to look up tardigrades. They are cool as F.
I have never heard of these. Oh, there's a pink one.
Ooh.
Ugh,
Oh, that
really
does look like...
Yeah.
That looks like a mock-up.
That is a lape. There is loads of them, loads of pictures of them. Oh, I don't like this. Oh.
You could have some tardigrades on you right now.
It's
and
proper
not
Starship
realise.
Troopers. Are they that small then that you would never see them?
I think you can maybe see them. I don't know how exactly small, but I'm pretty sure you do need a microscope to see them.
Oh, so you're raving on about them, but you don't know how big they are.
I can't remember all the facts. I need movie knowledge more than I need interesting scientific facts.
I bring you facts every week.
I
You
know.
do. They are good facts as well.
The lobster fact was really good.
I feel so bad about killing them if they don't have a brain.
These have been around longer than the dinosaurs. I wrote down that fact. 530 million years old.
I feel like that's the kind of shit that if we found life on Mars or another planet,
It's going to be,
tardigrade.
that's what alien life is going to be.
Right, okay, so tardigrade, I'm going to go for an otter.
An otter?
Yeah, an otter. I would want to be an otter. One, because, I mean, they just look ace. Like, they have the best time, and they, like, carry their young on them, which I always find really funny. But the more you look into otters, the more funny they are. Like, they love to chat, which is, I find, quite funny.
What?
Yeah, on this website, it was talking about good facts about otters, and one was that they're super chatty, and they sit around them like, and the other one, they're like that, and they have a chat. And they're proper dicks. I watched a program about, it was one of these like zoo programs, and they put otters in an enclosure with another animal. I can't remember, something like,
like a mongoose.
armadillo or something like that. I think the armadillo was pregnant, and they kept fucking with it, and they're like, were throwing stones at it. So they put it in a private enclosure, and they went up behind the enclosure and started banging rocks on the wall. And it was like, the armadillo just wants to go to sleep, and the otter's like, fucking wake up, bang, bang, bang. And I just thought that was really funny. Another couple of things.
So you want to be an absolute dick.
Yeah,
of an animal.
basically. I want to talk a lot and be a dick. They love eating. That's another thing that I'm fond of already. And one thing that I like the sound of is they can close their ears when they go swimming. So as you guys know, I can't swim underwater because water goes in my dodgy ear and I get infections. So if I could close my ear, I could go diving, see everything I want to see some tardigrade or whatever.
I think you should have a special swimming cap that has a little lever so you can close your ear off and just...
Yes.
If you, like, I feel in a movie, if you had, like, an inventor, like, persona,
Friend.
you would... Yeah, they would have made you this ear-closing flap.
Yeah, like if Doc was my friend,
Yeah.
he'd have made me that.
Well, I thought you might enjoy this. Weirdly enough, last night I saw this video, which is a bunch of otters around a tree all wriggling around.
Oh, like, look at them. They're just wriggling. They're just dicks. I just find them really funny.
I don't like them.
You don't like them?
Do you not know what they did to Terry Nutkins?
Yeah, that's even better.
They bit his fingers off.
Yeah, Terry Nutkins is a creep.
You don't know
From
who
the
Terry
Really Wild
Nutkins
Show.
is.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He's got like 6 fingers missing or something. Like, because not just one otter on one occasion, multiple otters on multiple occasions.
Well, then
have
he's
bitten
an
off
idiot.
fingers.
Why didn't he learn? And he didn't learn that a skullet has never been in fashion. Ever. So yeah, I love otters, and I like the fact that if there's more than one of them, if they've got 2 different names, so like a pride for lions. I can't remember what the water one is, but when they're on land, they're called a romp. They just like the idea of being part of a romp.
Have a good romp.
Yeah, with my otter friends who can all close their ears. And that's it. That's why I'd want to be an otter. So, Katty, what would you be again?
Honey badger.
Honey
badger.
Honey badger.
And what was yours again?
Tardigrade.
And mine was an otter. So we'll be back shortly to talk about critters.
Woo! Woo!
Woohoo! I'm going to stop the live stream. Hey, Dan Lloyd.
What, before I get sweat on the camera?